Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome to the Tyler Woods channel, and welcome to a Walking Dead review. Now, before we get started, a lot of you are probably wondering one of two things. Actually, you're probably wondering two things. One, where have you been? You haven't recorded a video in like over a week. You left us on the scene with this Walking Dead gameplay. You said you would do one next day, then you didn't do it. And then on top of that, you are in this new background. You're not in your normal sitting on a couch with the red wall. And no, I'm not there anymore. Because the only reason why I haven't done any videos was because I've been moving. This is my room, I'm in a new apartment. So yeah, you're going to be seeing me doing videos in a new background, which is going to be pretty cool. That being said, I have missed a Walking Dead review last week, as well as 2 American Horror Story reviews, which I'm going to be trying to catch up on all of that this week. I'm still not fully moved in. I still have 2 totes left to close to unpack. I just got finished unloading one today. It's been moving constantly and unpacking. It's been pretty hectic, but hey, just got to get that done out of the way before you go jump right back into YouTube, because this stuff takes time too, But I know you guys aren't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 3. Now, if you are hearing background noise, because the walls are not really that thick. So if you do just so happen to hear any noise, that's probably why. Sorry about that. Someone was knocking on the door. Anyway, let's get into this review. Now the camera is all blurry. That's amazing. That's great. Oh, okay, there we go. Now let's get into this review. Okay, so before we get things started off, this episode was a filler episode. As you guys would guess, not every episode of Walking Dead is, just like most TV shows, not every episode is going to be jam-packed, action-packed. But this episode was very filler. I mean, it was so filler to the point where you could have just completely just skipped this episode and it wouldn't have mattered at all. Let's get into this. Okay, so we started off, this was a Daryl episode. As you guys remember, on episode 1, Daryl punched Negan in the face, and he was the reason that Glenn died. Yes, I'm going to throw it up in Daryl's face. He was the reason that Glenn died, and I'm going to keep on saying that. He punched Negan in the face, and he got thrown in the back of a truck. We haven't seen Daryl since, and now we know that Daryl is in the confines of Negan's sanctuary, which is Negan's own compound that we don't know where it is. We just know it's there. It kind of reminds you of Terminus in a way, because Sanctuary, that was the name of the episode we were finding out about Terminus. Is it Terminus? They might be taking over Terminus. Who knows? Anyways. So we see Daryl. He's in some corner naked now. Daryl's completely naked. They're all over his body. And of course, he's like cropped to an angle where you can't see his private areas or anything, but he's completely naked. In this one probably 7x5-inch room, bundled up. And the song keeps on playing. The song plays, and you see him looking down, looking around. He looks up, door open, and there's Dwight. If you don't know who Dwight is the guy with the blonde hair and the half-burned face. Dwight comes in, he gives Daryl a sandwich, and then he leaves. And we see this scene happening 2 or 3 more times. It's not the same scene, but it's the same premise. It's Daryl in that confined area, sitting back, and then the music's playing. Or something about being an easy day. I don't care. It was something about being an easy day. And then Dwight walks in with a sandwich made from bread and dog food. Gives it to Daryl. Daryl eats it or refuses to eat it. And that's kind of where that episode, that was kind of like the first 15 minutes of the episode. We did get a little bit that. We did see the girl again. If you guys remember from last season, Daryl had an encounter with Dwight and 2 girls. I believe one of them was Dwight's sister and the other one was Dwight's fiance or something. We saw Dwight's sister, and she was basically telling Daryl, because Daryl got pulled out because Daryl had to go to the doctor for some reason. And she's like, whatever you do, just listen to Negan, don't try to giving it back, talk, try to escape. You're just gonna make it worse. And he's like, shut up, don't talk to him. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. The doctor's like, he'll be all right. And he just sends Daryl back onto his way. And then the same scene just keeps on reoccurring. And then we take Daryl out, and he comes across Negan. And he has to, and I was like, yes, Negan, because Negan's a bad guy, don't get me wrong. But any scene with Jeffrey D. Morgan, I'm just like, yes, we're finally getting some action here. Hopefully he doesn't kill Daryl, though. I was kind of scared that you get this essence that every time I see Negan now, I feel like someone is going to die. Someone can die. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing that you have this presence of this character. That every time you see them, there's a possibility someone's going to die. That's a good thing. Okay, so Negan's walking by and he has Lucille with him. I'm like, oh Lord. And I forgot what he says. It wasn't that anything important. He was just basically taunting Daryl. And stuff moves on. We see another scene with Daryl and Negan. This time, I believe, this time Daryl actually escaped. Yes, Daryl, I forgot how, but he escaped from his confined area, found his way out to a area where there was a bunch of bikes lined up, tried to hijack one, but before he can, the Whisperers came out and they cornered Daryl. And then Negan came out with Lucille. And at this point, I'm like, oh boy. It was nice knowing you, Daryl. I love you, man, but you put yourself in this situation. And of course, why wouldn't you put yourself in a situation where you could, like, possibly get out of that situation? But anyway, so Daryl's cornered. Negan's walk around like, all right, you have three options. A, you can work for me. B, you can work for me. Or C, you can work for me. Basically, each option had a little bit of something added to the end. All three options were you're going to work for me. And he's like, there is no door number 4. This is the only way. And I tried to imitate it, but I can't really do that well, as you can tell. So, Negan gave Daryl those options, and Daryl was like, no, not going to take it. He refused to answer. So Negan takes Lucille. He's winding up. I'm like, oh, Lord, no. He goes to swing, and he stops before he's able to hit Daryl. But Daryl does not flinch, and he's like, oh, you're a tough cookie to crack. I like that. And the scene after that really just ends with Daryl being thrown right back into that confined area. Same song playing. Nothing else happened after this. Dwight ventured out. He almost got killed by Walker. He also came across one of his buddies while he was out on some type of walk. And one of his buddies were like, okay, we don't need to keep on going back to Negan. There are other ways. And Dwight's like, there is no other way. This is the only... He didn't say that, but he's like, there is no other way. Negan's like too strong. And, he's helping us. He's nursed us. And he's like, and then one guy's like, well, he hit one person. Now we're all scared of him. It's like we could all... There's one of him and 50 of us. We could all ride up together, kill him, take this place over, go about our lives. And Dwight's like, no, I'm not going to let that happen. And yeah, that scene kind of happened. He shot him. That was it. And no, how did the episode end? The episode ended with Daryl back in that confined area again. This time a different song was playing. I'm not going to pinpoint or remember exactly what song was playing. He's back in that area. This time Dwight comes in, gives him a picture of, I guess, his sister with her head bashed in by Lucille. Graphic stuff. I mean, we didn't get to see the scene happen, which honestly I think was a good idea. I don't know if they were really going to push towards seeing a woman get beat to death with a bat by Negan. I forgot if Negan did it or if he forced Dwight to do it. But anyway, her head's got bashed in. She's dead now. Puts the picture in the room. Daryl's crying, and then Dwight leaves. And that was it. That was the episode. And oh boy, this I'm not very pleased with that episode. Usually I'm happy and I'm eager with a lot of Walking Dead episodes. Very rarely do I ever find myself being unpleased with an episode of The Walking Dead, but this episode just did not do it for me. We had Negan in an episode, that's great and all. We had a Daryl episode, that's cool. But there was a lot of opportunities they could have done in this episode that they did not do. There were so many pinpoints you could have had. We could have had Simon, who he didn't play that much of an intricate part in last season, but he was kind of like the front runner for Negan leading up to, Negan's reveal was that old looking guy from last season. We could have saw more backstory from Dwight. I thought we were going to see backstory from Dwight, but we saw absolutely no backstory from Dwight. The only thing we really saw from Dwight was him feeding Daryl sandwiches and him having a little bit of an interaction with Negan. That's kind of it. And then his friend interaction, like we saw no backstory from Dwight, no Simon in the episode, no backstory from Negan. We saw Daryl cry at the end. No one died. I don't even think any walkers were really killed in this episode. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I'm not even mad because there wasn't jam-packed. You don't need to have a jam-packed episode every single episode, because that's how you end up setting expectations high for other fans or new fans, and then they end up tuning out early when that stuff doesn't happen. I get that. It's unacceptable to have episodes where absolutely nothing happens. And I'm kind of like there could have been more done in this episode. There could have been a lot more done in this episode, and nothing happened. So that being said, I'm going to straight up tell you, if you didn't see this episode, don't bother watching it, because it was nothing interesting that happened in this episode. No storyline progression. Just nothing happened in this episode. If you missed it, you could go right on to episode 4, because you ain't missed a damn thing. Like, I don't even like being aggravated when I watch TV, but this episode just aggravated me. I'm just like, nothing happened. There was no progression. No, I'm not going to try to reiterate this separate. No. Anyways, I know next episode is 90 minutes. That's a great thing. That means we're definitely going to get some action-packed things here. We may see another death, which isn't that much of a good thing, but hey, it could happen. This one, we're focusing back on the main core group. Carl, Rick, Michonne, all those guys. We're focusing back on them. Negan's coming in and taking over. That's going to be pretty interesting. This wasn't. And hopefully we don't see another episode like this ever again. That being said, thank you all for watching this review of The Walking Dead. I know I didn't do episode 2 review first. I'm going to do that after this episode. I don't know exactly when, maybe tomorrow or something like that. But I'll try to get out a lot more content since I missed a few days. As far as the Walking Dead game goes, we're drawing really close to the release of the New Frontier, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pump out an episode a day of the Walking Dead gameplay, seeing as I still have to unpack and I have school and work. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pump out a gameplay a day for that game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record some gameplay of me and just upload it periodically, some during the New Frontier and some after, who knows. Okay. That's where we're going to go from there. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. In the next video, you're probably going to see me in a different background. I'm going to try to figure out where I want to record my videos. Right now, I'm kind of facing my bed in my room. I don't know if I want to do that out in my living room or in my room or where I want to do it yet. So hopefully I'll have that figured out in the next video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out.